So back we are. Timestamps are available if you want to skip ahead to a certain year, or be like, oh, on the 6th year, let's see how Jordan deals with these cysts. Although I'm not on the prestige yet, but essentially, if nothing else, going over the cornerstones. I know I have protected trade, but I forgot everything else. That we got a stag blessing, something else that I picked up somewhere, probably an event. Protected trade as expected, and then improvised tools. And then I have, I actually do have ancient tablets, but I don't think we ever got an order. We also have flame amulets, and then, yeah, selling trade goods, if we even can make those. I don't think we can make those. I'm confusing myself because I usually do about 2 settlements a day, one of them, one settlement including a recording. Although, really, it's like 1 1/3 with how I go. But we do have a lumber mill. Did I make the lumber mill? Yeah, we do. I don't know where I'm looking at. Where am I looking at? I could also just do this, but apparently I still don't... Oh, it's over here. Sleeping, because... No, that's a guild house. I am now going crazy. It's over here. Not built yet. As I said, but if we were to do something, it would probably be flour. I don't want to use the oil, because the oil I'm burning for the hearth. Though, if I'm making a surplus of oil, then yes, I probably do want to... I do want to... make trade goods, essentially, because that's the whole point of this. And then we have a bunch of fertile soil. We're dealing with this Forbidden Glade event, which is why my hostility is at 12. And then everything else that happens, happens, I guess. We're supposed to put a hearth somewhere. It will probably be around here-ish, if I could cut these trees. Because with all this fertile soil, there's no way this settlement fails unless I cut into a Forbidden Glade and an event absolutely destroys me. Although on Prestige 1 or anything below Prestige 6, it shouldn't happen. And I know that's kind of spoilery in a sense for myself, because I'm talking about new player and learning. But here I am playing a bunch of Prestige, well, now Prestige 6 and 7 settlements. But still, that doesn't mean I'm not learning, because boy, even after 100 settlements, if I'm even at that moment, I don't think I am. But just to give the concept... yeah, I would not have remembered everything I should. Some people can. I can't. So, anywho. And part of it is I'm kind of just hovering through and just doing whatever. Just doing a quick little check. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the meats are what I was concerned about. We'd have things for the meats, but it's not the greatest. And then I can make use of all this clay to make bricks in probably the kiln. We have some coal, but we don't have a lot because of all the wood that we are burning. Which, one more thing before we unpause. Where am I using all of this wood? The kiln, and the crude workstation for planks, I would assume. Which we don't have more efficient planks yet, but we can turn that off. We can also turn this off, even though we do need more fabric at some point, but let's go into clearance season. Usually I end a video in Drizzle. It doesn't always happen, but almost all the time it happens. So that being said, we don't even have enough villagers to man all these fertile soil anyway. Probably could put 1 or 2 farms here, but after that, it would most likely be after the trappers' camps. Although, part of my worry is that we run out of meat to make complex foods, but we'll see. Just gonna check my orders really quick. Beaver Resolve Glades, I mean, I can see it right here. Amber Market and Value Goods Sold. And we do need a market for the order, so that's halfway towards a reputation point. We'll let go of these beavers. And hey, as I said, if we can make a farm, we should. But that'll... yeah, no, we should just make it now. That way they can get to work... they can get to work making the farm fields. Although, if I want to go... what I should do, so just out of curiosity, so if I do that, we hold 2, because I'm pretty sure we definitely can't hit every single field here. I'm wondering if 1... person in a second farm will be enough, but even if we don't hit all this land, then it should be fine, I think, hopefully. That being said, do I have woodcutters working somewhere? I must have, right? Yeah, we have like 1, but essentially we want more. And let's actually cut over here so we can actually fit a second farm, so that we can get some more another farm set up to double the speed. Again, we don't need it right now because clearance is the harvesting season, but hey. And my hostility goes back down to 6. That's a lot, but... And, well, what do we do? Yeah, so no services. This... Are we getting hostility from somewhere else? It's just the woodcutters, right? But the problem is... Yeah, hostility is reduced. And we're not selling anything. So this storm season could be rough. Thank goodness I'm not on Prestige 2. where, yeah, the storm season's longer. But if I can lower hostility even some more, that would be nice. I think I have another woodcutter's camp I'm sitting on somewhere. I do. The problem is, as I said, yeah, we have to deal with that, and we don't have any services set up. And yeah, this is why we needed the planks, because I wanted to do this. But it's not like I have any service goods anyway. So, we have a big problem on our hands come this season. Now, we are getting amber. I might have... Can I call immediately? Will they make... No, he won't. So I need to call for this immediately. If for no other reason than to sell and hopefully lower hostility enough to deal with things. We are burning oil. We haven't burning coal yet, but I need to probably burn coal to avoid this. And then by year 6, we should be settled, hopefully. Let's see here. So we're looking for training goods, or we're looking for the service goods. And the weaver's probably going to do it. More and fabric on top of that. Otherwise, for the sake of what we have the most of, which are beavers, yeah, wine. I think we have... Yeah, we don't have the exact thing for this, though. And I don't think we can even make any containers, so that's another problem. The provisioner puts us closer, but if we're just going to sell... I usually end up buying my containers in, like, 4 out of 5 settlements. I don't think I've ever really made a settlement that has self-sufficiently produced containers. And that I include a wood in self-sufficiency, so we assume we have infinite wood, just to say. But for the sake of fabric, we'll pick the weaver. And do we have a clan hall set up? I don't think we do we? No, we don't. And we need 4 cloth for that. Either way, we're not getting the services set up. It's not going to happen. So my next thing is, if I somehow die here, I would be a bit sad. But I need this weaver now anyway. So yeah, I feel like I was supposed to put another building here, but I forgot. So instead, we just sell. We have to sell everything. I need to sell everything. If Soter sold planks too, that would be great. But he doesn't. So I think I've accepted every order, right? No. But if one of them asks for ancient tablets, well, I could sell and just take a look at my thing, but I'm just gonna do all of this. We're pretty much using the... No, we don't have any source of fabric, do we? No, we don't. So, we do have a market somewhere. Let me just make sure. Yeah, because we have a bunch of amber. Unfortunately, we can't fulfill that order, so that's probably gonna happen later. So we'll pick everything. Actually, why did I forget? So, hold on a moment. Hit the brakes. No, we can't make any wine. That's right. I picked the blueprint that I picked. So, instead, yeah, that would be nice, but no, that's not going to happen. Drizzle's longer drizzle season for more planting, so that would allow every farm to be self-sufficient. But instead, we do this. So, yeah. I'm just gonna take the cloth because I know I'll need it. Anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something at the moment. I really do feel like I'm forgetting something, but we are gonna make the guild house first. Soter does not sell any training gear, so that's not gonna happen. Otherwise, I get we can't use incense anywhere. We can't. The tea is at the market, so tea and ale, I guess, for the market. If and when we get that set up, and then just coats for the beavers. Yeah, I think that'll be the choice. And yeah, we will still need to burn in the photo, because we want to the thing. Do we? Yeah, we want to disable woodcutters anyway during the storm. Now, the other worry is I also just saw that we don't have housing for everyone. Who are we missing? Beavers? Planks. I can't even make shelter. Well, hey. By the way, there is a lumber mill somewhere that we are not using. So, why are we making planks? Why was I making planks here? Well, too late now. Away we go. Yeah, we're gonna try to burn coal, is what I'm trying to say. But I think I still want people on the farms. It's just that I'm very sad because yeah, I did this to myself. Also, we're opening this cache. Oh, we're bringing back Amber. That is why things are happening. Every 15, or is it 15 or 30? I can't remember. Oh, so yeah, sell goods were 30 Amber, but we are just bringing back the Amber. Yeah, not much else to say. For all intents and purposes, I should just buy stuff here too, but... So I can get algae for cloth. I guess I can do that. I'll always need cloth, and I'll always need planks and bricks too, but... We need the wood now, because I want to burn coal during the thingy-majiggy. Now my next question... Oh, they're not done yet. Oh, they are done. They're bringing back plant fiber that I'm essentially going to burn for oil. We actually don't need that right now, but hey... let's... We should have enough coal for the storm. Again, we're not on Prestige. We're not on Prestige 2. Prestige 2. That's what I'm trying to say. So I shouldn't need to worry about running out of coal being sacrificed. Now, we are burning coal on the hearth at the hearth as well, but that's a different problem. Also, I've just realized that we're not cutting anything else here, which makes me kind of sad. I know I'm using blanks. I swear it's for a good cause. This and this. Yeah, I actually don't want to put a fox there. We want to put the fox here, I guess, because we don't have humans anyway to benefit from the farm. Everyone move and cut closer so that we can get these trees ASAP. That's really the whole point. Now are we gonna make? I could also get the beaver result to 20, but we don't have enough time. So. And then the storm's pretty much 15 seconds before the storm season. Do I have assists, by the way? I do. Probably not enough to cause people to die, hopefully. Maybe, yes. So, yeah. We should have enough coal. If we don't have enough coal, I'm going to be very sad with myself. But hey, we're going to burn more oil, by the way. And, oh, that's right. We are gaining reputation, so that also tanks my thingamajiggy. Keeping in mind, we also have flame amulets, so actually when I disable every woodcutter, that might not save me, but I guess we're going to find out. Luxury goods would be interesting for Amber. The unfortunate part is, aside from the weaver, we can't make luxury goods anywhere else. We can make packs of crops, though. That we can do. Do I want that? I feel like I want that. Am I going crazy? Because then I just end up buying everything. Otherwise, well, again, we need some kind of container, and they keep offering me a blueprint that allows for a container. But we are also producing clay. So what would happen would be, because I guess the part of it is that a lot of container recipes, except for maybe leather skins, use up wood, and leather skins happens to also ask for oil. So let me explain what I mean. It'll also help me think through this. So. If we go towards anything, really, I mean, we can just put that in, show all. So pottery asks for a fuel source. Coal, I usually want to end up burning at the hearth. From what I've been going through, usually if I end up trying to make pottery and burn coal at the hearth at the same time, not even sacrificing any, we'll assume we're not sacrificing any coal at all because we're playing relatively smart and well and or efficient. Then yeah, you run out of coal. Same thing for oil. Oil I usually want to end up burning for production speed. And then sea marrow is kind of a limited resource for me. I just don't happen to get sea marrow a lot of the time. And then wood is used for planks and whatnot. But that's, again, I think that's more just how I'm playing at the moment. Because usually I just end up making a bunch of planks left and right. And I agree. I wouldn't deny that like more than 50% of the time I'm just sitting on like 80 planks not doing anything. So for all intents and purposes, yes, pottery could go for pottery, but it's just not happened. It does. I don't understand. Maybe there's a reason why, but I can't run the numbers properly for it to work. And then obviously, if I have a kiln, I'm using wood to make coal, and then if I use it for pottery as well, we quickly run out of wood because maybe I need planks. But I assume maybe for a future, not a future strategy, but on an infinite settlement, you're ending up using wood because you no longer need planks to really make too much, but. Hey, and then I wanted to go over each of them. Again, it'll help me think through what I may or may not want. That water skins. It's called water skins. Clickety clack the keyboard. So water skins, leather and scales are No, scales is limited because you need a pool. Leather is not limited if you have farms into a ranch, but that requires even a two-step process, which is why flour. I can see why people don't like flour as much at times. And then here's the asterisk, by the way. The asterisk or some fine print is that if a map provides you with the RNG and the resources to or immediately run things like flour and or ranch productions, then yes. And then also clay pit, but that's another infinite source. But if we're talking about water skins, usually these two are not readily available. And as you've seen, I think I've only picked like ranch in 2 settlements in this series so far. And then on top of that, here are other... So oil is also technically an infinite resource. So aside from... Well, meat too, because if you get the ranch. But again, at this point, you would need the ranch, water skins, and or leather stuff. In my mind, usually connected to lizards of some sort. And then you put lizards in the ranch and they make a bunch of stuff. But that's not how it's gone for me. That's not to say I don't like lizards. Lizards I find really helpful for the resilience. So I don't have to worry about them. If they're at like 16, 17 resolve into a storm, even on Prestige 6 or 7... They're perfectly fine. But yeah, we're talking about containers here. So I think there's one more. Yeah, if we go to ale, because I keep forgetting the name, barrels. So barrels is there. I don't actually pay attention to barrels so much. So this is gonna be a learning experience for me. So barrels, barrels. I should really future Jordan should timestamp this, by the way. Let's see. So copper bar. So technically, I'd have to remember. Is there? I don't think there is an infinite source of copper ore. So really, it'd be crystallized dew. But then you need planks, and planks and or logs are essentially limited, but not in terms of hey, you're just gonna do a settlement to clear it. On an infinite settlement, though, unless you have now barrels do have a cornerstone for production. So in a sense, you have pseudo infinite containers, and in an infinite, if we're talking about infinite and by infinite settlement, I mean you keep playing the settlement past the success for the Queen's satisfaction, then what happens is, yeah, for barrels, there are cornerstones, but technically they're limited too, because usually they're tied to like plank production or something. So really, if we're looking at just the one side at least, and trying to look at the positives, maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm saying it all out loud so someone can either correct me, give advice, so on and so forth. But yeah, herbs, we don't even need to look at everything else. Herbs are an infinite resource with the herb garden. Clay pit makes clay, I think, right? And then water, any kind of rainwater is essentially unlimited as well. So, yeah, the containers, there are a few steps in between. Part of the reason why I usually, it's not that I don't favor or dislike them. It's just that the way that it turns out for me, it's worked out for me. I was gonna say safer, but it's worked out for me to not go into basically production of containers. I don't know what else to call them. I'm just gonna call them containers for now. Someone give me the correct term. Or flour production, because flour production again requires a middle between, and then requires you to pick the herb garden or the what's it gonna call it? Small farm, grain farm, which I do have, but as you can see, I don't even have flour here. So yeah. So we're gonna pick the granary, I think, because we can make use of the pickled goods if and when we buy containers, which we do need for service goods. Yeah. But for the purposes of this settlement, I think we'll be fine. Again, if we sell packs of crops, we shouldn't need to worry about his hostility, theoretically speaking. And essentially, again, this is just one way. If you have flour production, I can see it working out just fine. But if you don't, their other branching way, as I'm going to try to do here, is to essentially, well, yeah, if we can make flour, trade goods would be nice because we have that cornerstone. But otherwise, immediately turning the wheat into packs of crops would probably be my next thing. We do have a press, by the way, actually, so never mind. No, because we're using the press for oil. Unless I make another press, but these are... It's not the most efficient. Out of curiosity, I might as well crunch the numbers here while we're at this weird little point in the video. So, trade goods, 2 trade goods, 6 flour, 68, 60.68 amber, and then obviously this is, well, it's a bit more because of the cornerstone, so, what is that, 3.33 it's supposed to be? No, more than that. So, 3.74 amber total made. Otherwise, if we sell packs of crops, which I don't have... I mean, I have the granary. Let me just plop it down really quickly. Otherwise, we give up 6.64 amber for I mean, I'm sure the trade goods with the cornerstone is better. It's just that I can't make flour right now, so we have to take the next best thing, which is probably going to be this. Also, I just realized that's right where we're using wheat. We're using grain. I keep calling it wheat. Grain for oil, but we can spare some for packs of crops because we need to now. That's the danger is eerie song hitting us in the face. If we can't make the service goods, we need to avoid the hostility. That's the plan of action. It's not the best plan of action, but it's a plan of action. Alternatively, I could just use all the vegetables for packs of crops instead, so I don't have to interfere. Again, I kind of, what's the word? Compartmentalize the use of resources around my settlement, because basically, if I'm using a resource more than 3 times in 3 separate places, I'm probably going to run out, and I'm not going to be self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency is very important in any kind of game like Against the Storm, but anywho. So enough theorizing. That was a lot of time wasted. If you didn't want to listen. That's why we have timestamps. But can we even... Yeah, we can, actually. So we can grab plant fiber here and turn that into oil instead. That way I can focus on turning wheat into packs of crops. I'm going crazy. But I'm pretty sure we're not really eating vegetables anyway, question mark? Are we? No, because we have 209 skewers. In fact, I should even just disable consumption. Yeah, I have disabled consumption of raw food. So, yeah. That being said, is there anything else I need? No, I just need a lot of planks now. Period. That's the end of the sentence. Let's just keep moving on. I'll leave this last part of clearance as part of the thing, but we do need to do this because otherwise people are going to die. I've had someone die like 5 seconds into a storm. Oh yeah, that's not going to help. We need more, actually. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. Can I? No. Well, we live and die. This is going to be interesting. When we hit the next impatience, I think it'll be good. How much impatience again? 15. It's not enough. It's barely off because sacrificing coal reduces hostility by 80. Do we have algae? No, we don't. So we die. Or we do our best to survive, but like no point lowering hostility even more. I guess we just have no, because there's no point well, unless we want to just cut trees quickly, but I want the logs too, so here we go. Death. It shouldn't be the death of the settlement, but boy, is it gonna be really bad. And if and when I'm just gonna accept this order right away, by the way. Oh my goodness. Can we even do that, by the way? I'm sure there's at least like 3 or 4 forbidden glades. Oh my goodness, I have to cut through for that. And then 5, 6 total in this settlement. And yeah, that was gonna happen. So as promised, death. And we don't want to lose anyone, so let's just do that for the moment. And so who did we lose? I even forgot. I think it was just a builder right afterward, right? If I recall correctly. So away we go. And yeah, that's my cue to concentrate a bit more on things that are happening in my life. Let's actually just make the trade goods now. We're not gonna use the flour. We could use the flour, but we're not gonna use the flour. We could use the flour, though. In fact, it would help out immensely. Also, I think part of this displeasure is because of the provisioning. No, because we don't even have the ability to use the guild house in the first place. So, yeah, we live in that. If we have to, we at least have oil that we can burn. We're sacrificing a bunch of it, though, but you get the point. So, let's find out what happens. Again, if we were on Prestige 2, this would be a no-go fly zone, so... And then, yes, not taking immediate planks production, mainly plank production, did hurt me in the long run. So, yeah. With pretty much four farms working in tandem, though, we should be. We just don't have enough people. I still don't think. Can I make a hearth? By the way, yes, I can. But we need to. I would like to. No, let's just make a hearth. Let's just make the hearth now. So what we're gonna do is this. And we should be okay, question mark? I realized here that I'm sitting here. Would this have helped? It would have helped. Well, yes, yeah, it's what it is. We don't, however, have another thing, but we'll put a lizard in the thing. Actually, we want to put a fox in here because blight. And let's put a lizard in this small hearth, and we actually want to put a warehouse here as well. It's gonna be in a weird place, but I think we'll just put it here. Funny enough, for the moment. Yeah, and then when we cut more, I think we'll be fine. So we'll focus this hearth. We would also like while we have the builders, let's just build during the storm. Against the storm. And yeah, we want to, when this hearth gets set up, or basically at the moment we can cut wood, cut this batch of trees here, and we should be good. And we do have a weaver sitting here. I did end up taking the weaver myself. I completely forgot about that, by the way. But we can't move that weaver, so if we wanted a weaver now, this would have been the play. Now, unfortunately, you know what I just realized? We can't even use a lot of this anyway. Should I just make fabric? I feel like I just want to make fabric. No, we want to do something else. I also ended up making this granary, and I'm not using it. But as I said, we're going to make use of the, let's make use of the builders we have. So we'll boost that. They'll be fine for the rest of the storm. And we hope and we pray that someday. And then we can put these beavers back into the woodcutters camp. But for the moment, we sit here and think. Actually, we don't need to burn coal anymore because we'll be at 4 hostility. And we just sit here and wait. We should be getting people soon, yeah. Newcomers soon, so we do the thing. I forgot that we have improvised tools. Are we? Let me just sit on that cornerstone for a moment. We could get 500 because once it only needs to. You only need to hit once. I know Mark of the Sealed ones in the past wasn't that great, from what I hear. That's all I really have to say. More tools would be an interesting pick, though. You know what? No, water skins. Just so we can, in case we ever want to make something with containers. Again, it's not... Well, would it be? Actually, technically it is infinite resource, but... by the way, so, yeah, that's right. I need to... So now we only have 1 free builder at the moment, but we gotta make do with what we've got. Actually, no, yeah, we'll let the, we need to, this hearth needs to be made first. It's going to be made, never mind. And we move these guys all the way over here. This is going to be weird. We need to actually cut through these trees. I should actually just do this. And then we can do everything else. We need these people immediately. We need more planks too. Who is here? No one. But we do want this made. That would probably help out immensely. And while we don't have any planks, we just start using more of the woodcutters camp, I guess. Ow, hostility, but it's for a good cause, I swear. Can we even make more? Yeah, we can. I can actually throw another fox in here, but we need the free builders at the moment. We'll probably end up throwing 1 beaver into the thing. I wonder if that shows up. Okay, it doesn't. I was like, I accidentally clicked off of something, but... yeah, we're not gonna make use of these farms during this year, which sounds odd, but we're just not. Alternatively, I can move these farms over here, but we're not gonna make it in time. Drizzle doesn't last long enough. 6 minutes. I don't think this trader's gonna make it in time, actually, funny enough, when I look at it. So my question now becomes, can I do anything else? Well, I'm not sure, but I do want to cut this wood. We're not sacrificing coal anymore, and we should still have enough oil to last. Although, for the sake of overlap, I'm gonna tone down the stacks just one more time. I should really have moved these farms, but I want to make use. We might as well make use of the double double proc, I think. So yeah, and then we will leave the 1 free builder there. No one at the small trappers camp, so I guess we could start putting a farm closer. But what we really probably want to do is start doing this. So these 2 lizards go into here, start making packs of crops. Because now we are sitting on more vegetables than we know what to do with. And yeah, we're trying to use planks for this guild house. to try and close out this settlement in the next year or two. Otherwise, people are going to keep dying to Eerie Song, which would not be great. I don't think we're lowering hostility enough. No, we wouldn't. I do need to call the trader again, and we can't afford to call the trader twice in the next year, for this year and next year, essentially. That's all I have to say at the moment. Also, yes, I'm not making use of the fact of the clay cornerstone. We have a lot of clay. We're sitting on a lot of clay. In fact, I could be selling building materials as well, especially if I have a building for it. I don't, but you get the point. I think I just enable all consumption here, right? Okay, I do. I have. We also need a market to have done the thing. No, because lowering hostility is more important here. Yeah, I think that's the case. So let's find out. Unfortunately, yeah, when this gets made, we will be in a better spot. However, yeah, we're making a lot of. We can make a lot of planks. That's what I'm trying to say here. Unfortunately, as we continue to actually, yeah, we just need to cut through this. It's the most important to cut through this to shorten the time between resting. That way, they don't have to walk all the way around to reach this resting area. I can also be transplanting houses because we don't need to be sitting here. We don't have a 2-star trappers camp, sadness, but we'll deal. I should actually zoom out and make this easier on myself. I don't know why I do this to myself. Just gonna kind of throw them willy-nilly around. I think I have more, yeah. So 6 more, so if there are 3 in each of these houses, then we should be fine. And then we do this, if we can. We should be able to, though. It's a bit far, but 1, 2... I should have actually put it over here, but it's fine. 3. What a weird placement, but we'll deal. So, the market would probably be great. Yeah, with no harpies, that would probably be the next thing. We put it over here just for thoroughness, kind of thoroughness. I don't know what I want to say here. Let's actually just move these around. Again, we don't need to really do much else at the moment, unless I'm forgetting something. I'm probably forgetting something, but you get the point. We can afford to kind of just sit here and let people work on their stuff. Now, we do need to call the trader at some point, but let's get everything else set up. In fact, we probably need, we need houses first to avoid the pain that is stuff. Bow. Oh, pain. Set up 2 beaver. With 2 beaver houses, we should be okay, right? Please tell me we are. Otherwise, yeah, then we make this, or not that. Where is this? We do need that, but the housing comes right after, so never mind, no market. Really? Where did all of my wheat go? Or did they not harvest? They didn't harvest it yet. That's why. We can use the fiber instead as a short stopgap, but I wouldn't like that. It's just that what we're doing. And then we haven't been making any fabric too, so let me just ask myself the question. We also have a clan hall, so 4, 12, 16. Okay, we have enough cloth for what we need, theoretically speaking. We also, you know what? This would have been better earlier too. The reason is because this buffs a thing, but as I said, we need the housing and the perks settled first. We're just gonna push this now for the sake of the order here, before bad things happen, but we do want to set everything else up. I wanted to put the market here. I don't know why, I just decided that I wanted to. But we're gonna lower the priority on everything. We need to continue to cut wood. That would be nice. Cut everything in between. Same thing for this woodcutter's camp. In fact, we technically still have space here to cut. And, yeah. Oh, is he gonna make it? No, I think it says it's not gonna. I'm just gonna do it. Better to be safe than sorry. I should look into that later, though, for my own sake. We could accept this now. We don't need to accept it now, so I'm not going to accept it. But it would be nice to go under 5 hostility, essentially. And then we make use of the guild house, too. We are not making any trade goods, but that's to be expected. So we disable that. And we get, yeah, that essentially lowers hostility as well. That's interesting, but no, we need to do this. So buying things here doesn't count towards guild house nor the thing. So everything, sell everything. We do have a weaver for that, but again, as I said, just do everything. Tools though, yeah, probably should have bought the tools first. Plant fiber we need less of, so tools. Wow, we still even can't buy them all. Well, out of curiosity, I mean, I should just do. I don't know why I'm doing it like that, but let's see here. And then we auto the auto the not the boots, auto the pottery. Even though the boots are going to go, like they're just gonna go, but yeah, when we disable both wood cutting camps, we should be under 5 hostility. That's the important part. Now, the market would also be nice for the foxes resolved, but yeah, it's not going to happen. And then at some point, we basically just need to buy all that amber back, but yeah. By the way, I know I bought tools. We're not even sitting on any caches, are we? No, so we probably need to cut into another glade. We still need to cut into glades, by the way. So never mind. I didn't need to buy tools at all. You know why? Because I have the cornerstone to give me tools during the storm if I cut into it. That's why we would want to still enable things, but we'll see. Also, I just realized that we are still okay health-wise. I think we will still be okay. If people die because of it, well, hey. But otherwise... yeah, funny enough, Flame Amulets is good. It's just that I kind of bamboozled myself. Because I'm trying to lower it for hostility's sake. I can burn coal. I guess I should just do that. Yeah, so we're going to burn coal to keep some of these woodcutters. And we're just going to cut into glades, I think. So we'll burn it immediately because bad things have happened before. But we'll prep these glades. So they need to walk over. We're not going to have enough time, but... oh my goodness, please. Yeah, so rip the wood, but it's for a good cause, I swear. That one can they can immediately get started there. This, however, we just cut. And we should be fine for the moment. Maybe. Hopefully. That being said, do we have people sitting somewhere that I don't need them to be? Because then I would like to start making use of these farms over here. Alternatively, I could just leave one woodcutter. That we should be able to cut into that small glade with just one. If not, I will be a little sad. But the important part is I want to make use of these farms. This fertile soil, sorry. Which I guess I can do just by moving people? Question mark? So yeah, you're taking a rest. We should only need 2 woodcutters. This one might need 3. So I'm just going to leave that as is. But... yeah, we'll use a lizard for a farm instead. So, let's just start with the big one in this Forbidden Glade. This one can kind of stay where it is, because yeah, we'll use this one instead because it's closer to a warehouse here. We'll use this farm field. And we're going to see what happens. I did not set up a farm field, but... so 1, 2, 3, 4, question mark? And we'd be happy with what we have. And the next time we get newcomers and villagers, then we should be okay, I think. How much are we getting right now? 2, but we should be selling more. Now, what exactly am I selling? Probably just packs of crops for the moment. We still don't have we have yeah, again, I should have made another press. Whoops. Let me plop it down so I don't forget. Hello, dog. There's a dog looking at me in real life. But, yeah, it would probably be beavers. Yeah, beavers. So we're doing this primarily for tools. I would have liked to cut into a dangerous glade. We can actually cut into a dangerous glade. We're not going to make it in time, though. I guess I should have done that. I should have prepped glades for the storm here so that I can cut into them quickly and make use of it. But we're also just trying to fulfill these orders. Yeah, we're just trying to fulfill the orders. We're close to ending the settlement. It might be it might take until year 8, though, because of my own doing. So that being said, Yeah, let's just make this farm too then. And we benefit. Hopefully benefit. Should I really? Yeah, I think I'll just... If we see an easy out for a building that produces flour, we'll make it. We'll make it. It's a bit of a ways walk to this warehouse, but the important part is we get set up during Drizzle. We might not benefit from the double yields, but that's fine. I haven't even been watching if we've been using up all this farm field. I feel like the answer was no at some point. But hey. We'll see. Also, one of the farmers went. That's why I was a bit bamboozled. Well, they should be able to open that, I'm gonna believe. I shouldn't actually have done that. But hey, maybe it's okay. Do this. Please tell me you guys don't need to take a break and are gonna cut this. Okay, good. More fertile soil here, but we've probably used it. And we can use these tools, so we get a full reputation point off of 2 different caches when the time comes. Actually, I should just take care of that now. So 1, 2, they're gonna walk all the way over, I just realized, but it's fine. And right after the storm ends, we accept both orders here and be happy, I think. Well, here's the biscuit diet. No thingamajiggies. No, we're not doing trade routes because I don't know why. So I guess, funny enough, maybe we decline. We could buy biscuits. But I think I'll just take the amber. You're not supposed to do that, but hey. I think we don't need to burn coal anymore. Rip blue resolve for beavers, but we should be fine for the moment. And like I said, let's accept these orders. I didn't accept this order either. Oh, that's right, because I was looking at like, what do you mean 2 forbidden glades? So we're gonna do this one instead. We don't have anything for building materials, so instead what we do is, I don't know. You know what? Funny enough, probably bricks, which means, oh, I don't have a lizard to throw somewhere. In the granary. So let us... let's try to focus on clay, kind of. A little. Kind of. Keeping in mind we have a clan hall just sitting, waiting to be built, but I made a mistake, didn't I? Complex food grant more resolve, and then gathering camps produce 100% greater yields, but as you can see, we don't have any gathering camps. And yeah, I probably want to focus the thing. So we have a little bit of clay. Well, we have a lot of clay there. I lied. Let's do this. Yeah, and we do have flowers sitting here. I know we don't have any housing at the moment, but we're gonna get newcomers, so I'm gonna rely on the newcomers is the hope. Use all roots first. And away we go. Basically beavers. Anything that has beavers, like that one. But yeah, the clan hall would be nice now to double up stone cutters. Is it guaranteed? I forgot. Yeah, 100% greater yields, except for woodcutters and fishers, obviously, but that's accounted for. Although I do need wood, I just realized. Well, I know you guys don't like me putting you there, but I'm going to. We're gonna put a fox there instead then. Have at least 1 woodcutter's camp. That's gonna be what I go with. And let's see what happens. We do need housing as well, I realize. Standing here. Help! I need more space. We'll do this though. 1, 2, 3 question mark. We don't have anyone making planks, so that's a bit of an oomph, but it's for a good cause, I hope. Also, I think we're gonna run out of plank system based on what we're building everywhere. Yeah. But again, I swear it's for a good cause. So, we get close to closing out this settlement, but we can't quite close it yet. That's right, Fox House needs the alchemized dew. Do we even have a 2-star fishing hut? I mean, yeah, it makes fishing faster in general, but... yeah. I was gonna... oh yeah, blueprint. While we have the reroll, I feel like I just want to reroll this. Yeah, we can't make either of those. We also never made the market. That is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I'm not trying to do that. Well, I guess we'll reroll then. Better flour or rain mail for even more better flour. I guess we'll do that. Hey, you guys are in the press, I know, but whoops. Rain mail instead. And let's actually get started on making flour here. Now that does require someone to be in the lumber mill at some point, but we're building these things first. In fact, I should, so we don't need that there. So let's just get started on planks instead. I can also do something different here and not make coal. We have enough coal, I think, question mark? But yeah, we'll stick with this and hope. We need a lot of housing, by the way. But hopefully things turn out well, maybe? Do you make it? I think Jorg makes it. So I said I was supposed to prep glades. Here I am not prepping glades. I'll do it at near the end of Drizzle. And Pain. Now, thankfully, the foxes are still giving us blue resolve. I should actually do this, though. Because that gives me more resolve, I think. Are we even making... Can we... No, we can't. I could make porridge for the foxes. I probably should have done that. But then I use up my grain. We should be getting enough grain, though, actually. Why am I worried about that? Well, I guess we're going to find out. When you have enough, I feel like it's going to be fine. Also, keeping in mind, we do need a blight post at some point, because we need to get rid of some of these. But... Oh, I disabled it. How did I disable that? Anywho. Trapper's Camp, which I think we did need if I wanted to make use of something. No, I'm going crazy. We can make use of that 2-star plant fiber, though, but I'm going crazy right now. So instead, we do have water skins for wine. We don't have the exact ingredients for it, but we can plop it down. But we're taking care of other stuff first. For the sake of the settlement. I think, yeah, I think I'm trying to split off into too many different strategies. Both will work, but if I keep splitting my settlement like this, I think bad things happen, so... Keeping in mind, we are still missing housing, but... Maybe that solves itself in due time. Let's actually move over here, like I said. Prep this dangerous glade. Prep both dangerous glades, actually. I could, yeah, let's actually shorten the trees that we're cutting. Or reduce the number of trees we're cutting. And we'll see what happens. There's a lot of we can do. We can make boots. But we don't have... Yeah, funny enough, we now need all the villagers for that. But hey. We did not end up planting everything here. The small ones we did, but this one definitely needs another farm with at least one person, question mark? It's not like we... But then it's not going to really give... I think we'll still be at a surplus of work required for everything, so... That's what I'm trying to kind of say. We're also sitting on 175 oil, and I just realized we're not sacrificing any of it. Also keeping in mind, yeah, that's right, we need a blight post. Probably over here, because this is where all the buildings using rainwater are. I don't know where I'm putting these things. Oh my goodness, it doesn't fit. Oh, that doesn't fit either. What do you mean it doesn't fit? Just put it somewhere. Also, well, actually, there's a garden here I can move, but there are two garden parks we can move. But still, we want the blight post closer, so swap that around. The clan hall can go here, and yeah, let's get a lizard to work making these purging fires. I think using coal is still more efficient, especially if you have a kiln. That's the whole point. But we should only need about 5, and then we'll put more lizards when the time comes. But for the moment, also, we need more beaver houses, so we'll make them. 1, 2, 3. We do need to set up this market eventually. Also asking myself the question. Yeah, Jorg does make it. Should make it. I forgot the exact time before bad things happen, but... Oh, I disabled clay, so we haven't been getting any clay, and therefore we haven't been making any bricks. Well, alright, you lizards can go towards the blight post then for now. We don't have any packs of crops. That's kind of to be expected, but we actually need them to sell. Actually, we need to make trade goods, which I have not been making, so never mind. Instead, so this fox should replace someone. I don't know who it's going to replace, but it's going to replace someone. And probably a small farm beaver. Yeah, small farm beaver. That way we can put another beaver in the lumber mill and we can start making trade goods with the flour we're producing. And at some point, yeah, we want to work on this wine for the sake of the beavers. We don't have the reeds at the moment, but I think we do have a camp for that. No, we don't. In fact, we don't. Yeah, this dewberry bush would have been nice, especially once we build the clan hall. But that'll probably happen in year 8 if we reach that. Can we close out this settlement soon? Is my next question. 1, 2 points, 3, 4 off of resolve during year 8. So probably year 8, if anything else. Here's where I realized that if we had cut these trees, we would have an easier time sending these back to the thing, but basically more micromanagement. If I had more if I were micromanaging more, I think we'd be okay, but I am kind of rushing through things at the moment. Out of curiosity, though. We do need that housing, by the way, so making that would be a nice do. However, also making these trade goods would be a nice do. I don't think we're going to make it, though. Jorg will be around, but we might not make it. Let's see. Woodcutters camp. So we'll be at 6. Probably need to burn coal again. Put you guys back in the kiln to make bricks. Because we're getting super clay. We'd get even more clay with this clan hall made, but as you can see, we don't have any more bricks because we're using them for building materials for the order. But we can make a lot more, but I think that's a little middle in between that I don't need to do at the moment. Also, keeping in mind that lowering impatience is causing that. So if I after Jorg, if I can call another trader, we'd actually manage hostility a lot better. Hurts my score, but who cares about the score when the settlement needs to survive? Anywho. We should be okay, though, right? We should be okay. If we're not okay, I'm going to be very, very weirded out. So, ancient tablet, trade goods, not building materials, packs of crops. Is that a ranch, by the way? It is a ranch. Well, we have like 200 plus skewers. It would probably be for leather, if nothing else. But yeah, we'll find out. Alternatively, so we actually need this leather, but it depends on our hostility, I guess. Yeah, it does. Because if our hostility is too high, actually we should be getting meat products first and foremost. Root for flour, yes. But let's see how much this lowers my hostility. Not by as much as I thought. It does help our resolve quite a bit, but oof. I could end up selling a lot of parts. I could sell these tools as well. But if there are large caches waiting, let's sell it. Let's split the difference and sell half. Grab amber here. And now the next question. So yeah, if I disable two woodcutters and then use coal, we will be at less. No, we won't. We are in pain. Oops. Why is my hostility as high as I think it is? It's just because of the years, right? Well, we're gonna find out. And it's because of the lowered impatience, but this is what I get for doing what I did. I don't think we can do anything else at the moment. In fact, we don't even have enough beaver houses made for the base things. Basically, Sacrament of the Flame would have been very, very nice on top of everything, but yeah, here's my own knowledge. Otherwise, we could use a lot of this amber, basically. Which I know I just bought a bunch of amber, but it's not going to be enough still. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. So yeah, we're going to lose a bunch of villagers, I think. Yeah, we're going to lose a bunch of villagers. We'll buy the wine, because we need it, and the containers, but I promise it's not going to be as helpful as I thought, one may think. So I guess sacrificing coal is back on the menu? Yeah, sacrificing coal is back on the menu. We should have a lot of planks by this point. Never mind, I lied. We don't. Yeah, so we're going to do this. We might be able to last through most of the storm, but I promise that it's not going to be as much as you think. So yeah, that's not a good strategy, by the way. What I'm doing here, I should not be sacrificing so much, but yeah, it's what's happening. So, if nothing else, I should have probably redirected. Also, we need another lizard here to help with assists, just a little bit. We don't need to burn more than a bunch of them. And actually, if I had taken that resistance one, we would have a lot of our resources would be in a lot better of a situation. Unfortunately, the problem, as we're probably not even going to cut into both dangerous glades, I realize, but let me see here. Actually, you can put another beaver there for the moment. And we'll let go of that resolve really quickly. We'll leave this farm here. Again, we should be closing out this settlement soon. If I need to, I'll just cut into this dangerous glade anyway. Because, yeah, as we see here, we have 3 points, and as long as we have at least 1 abandoned cache, we should close this out in the next year. So just making sure people survive, because I need all these people. I think I need all these people. Rip my planks, but hey. I can also immediately call another trader for the sake of making things better for myself. But here's a large thing. We can work on this. We don't need to, though. But we probably should. And we have the tools for it anyway, so we'll do that. So 15, and then yeah, we should have enough for this. So if we disable a beaver here, actually I should have disabled the one that was resting. In fact, I am gonna do that. Ow, please. We should be okay here. We should be okay here. Never mind. That's right. We need tools to even do this. Whoops. But either way, we should have blue resolve for later. Oh, pain, though. Lots of pain. Lots of pain. People might die here. Hopefully they don't. 5% among everyone. Okay. That's actually quite a high chance that someone goes, but... Okay. I'm just gonna sell. And we get more pie production. Not that that helps me. What happens here probably doesn't matter either. Actually, water skins. But... We shouldn't need it. We'll pick something just to pick it, but... we shouldn't need it. In fact, I'm even gonna do this now. I might even call it a second time, just for more thingamajiggies. And with the newcomers, we should be able to handle these things. Oh, really? We don't have enough tools. Do we not have enough tools? We didn't? Oh, okay. I guess... no, he doesn't sell any tools. No! Sadness! Well. I've done this to myself. Otherwise, I guess we just burn the amber we can burn here. So we're not gonna get our tools. That's why I'm selling them. I should also just sell all these parts at this point as well. So yeah, buy everything, buy everything, buy everything, buy everything. Not everything. That's a bit. I'm going a bit crazy. Actually, no, that's for the market, so we do want that. But you get the point. Sell everything, buy everything, except for these, because that again, like I said earlier, those don't count. The weaver for algae and then clay, and yeah. In fact, we don't even need to use all that amber. So away we go. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have enough tools. That makes me sad. Hopefully the next person to come grants tools, but until that moment, sadness. Also... essentially, yeah, we want to take people off places, if possible. Like the kiln, question mark? Yeah. And then these lizards will instead, or the beavers can go to the market. We can set it up for the sake of our order here. When Sother goes, we call the next merchant immediately. Just take both the hostility drain, but the impatience as well. And I think we'll be okay afterward. I should have actually been using foxes, I realize. And I know that, yeah. I mean, I'll still try to make building materials, but I don't think we can. Yeah, we'll just leave them for the event here. Boost Beaver Resolve just to do so, because they'll be at blue. And we should be closing this out soon, please? That does hurt me a bit, but... Beaver House... And we don't have much else, actually. No, we don't. So we just live with what we've got. Call immediately, so we just take that in the face. Use another fox for this. Take this order. And hey, look, the tools that we need. So, on top of everything else that we can buy. Let's just close it out like this. So, foxes back on this. Dun! I don't even want to say that part. We don't have a 2-star trapper's camp, but we don't need it. Although building, yeah, we don't have the... Out of curiosity, do you sell? You do. But we don't need it-ish. Do we? I mean, yeah. So we're not going to make it... Sell everything. Sell everything. Sell everything. Except for, you know, the oil stuff. But other than that, sell everything. Sell everything. So, because, yeah, we no longer need... We're just going to close out the settlement. If I were playing past the settlement, yes. But no, we don't need anything else anymore. We'll take bricks. We'll take planks. We'll take that. Containers we still want, funny enough. But otherwise, we do that. And then we should be cruising along. In fact, before even this finishes, we'll probably be closing... the settlement will be complete. At least to the Queen's satisfaction. As for the future, right after this, I mean, it'll be okay. I can recover. It's just that I didn't need to do what I did to... I didn't need to sell everything to complete this settlement in the same year, I'm pretty sure. Because then if nothing else, we could have made... I could have spammed a bunch of makeshift posts and then just made a lot of bricks and stuff. Although I did sell a lot of my parts. The parts I probably should not have sold, but... As the settlement completes, yeah, just a little quick review. I usually wanted to go over this. I always forget as we finally hit level 10. I'm kind of bamboozled as we get another trader, but I'm kind of bamboozled because my main file, I'm at level 15, I think. So, yeah, highest impatience, 8.7. Oof. Goods, 886. I don't even remember selling that much. Or how much of that is actually things that I really should have sold, but anywho. Yeah, not a lot of services. I should have been able to be self-sufficient in services, but I decided not to, and I did the way I did, and it was not great. That's not something that's gonna fly in a higher prestige. But anywho, ow! I have pressure points on my body that I want to pop. I hear it's not healthy to do that, so I try to avoid doing so. But here I am. So let's at least do the Smoldering City and take a quick look because I need to do stuff. Also, yeah, that was part of a tower, but I think I wanted to do a thing. So let me just do some math. 32, 24, assuming each settlement takes on average 8 years. 24, 16, 8. Wait, hold on. I'm going crazy. Years left. So when we do this, 24 years left, 16 years left, 8 years left, and then we hit the seal. So we theoretically don't need to extend our range. We can though. Yeah, let's do that actually, because I feel like hitting this torment column. Win without starting food, get 20 amber. So actually, does that? Yeah, so that takes me here. Our 2 caravans are 6 harpies and 2 foxes, and then 7 frogs. Actually, I should have done this after going to this city, but hey, it's not the worst start. Scarlet Orchard. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. Anyway. Into the Smoldering City we go. I gotta leave a second or two of silence, so for the sake of timestamp, so I'm not just cutting into myself. Also, we're gonna go move on to Prestige 2, but as we take these upgrades, we're gonna go right up the middle, if possible. So we finally have timed orders. We can do a daily expedition if I want to just farm more resources. No, we're not gonna hit that yet, so we might as well just take the next best thing. Or I can get harpy houses. We might take harpies. Yeah, you know what? Funny enough, I'm gonna do that for the sake of my own sanity. But as Aunt Lori tells us a story, you're the queen's hand. But we will probably do start without food. Again, that's not the worst thing in the world. And we'll be on Prestige 2. So just to take another look quickly, Storm lasts longer. Prestige 3 is the Sis, but again, I know it's kind of spoiling myself because on my main file I'm pushing higher prestiges, but here, I mean, at least we can get an official count. Keeping in mind that if I took bonus embarkation points, I wouldn't be able to do this event efficiently. So I felt like doing it. We'll probably do something like this. Not that. Actually, yeah. If you take starting food, it disappears. So we actually probably want to take stones or clay instead. One of the two. If I need to open caches, it would be stones. If I wanted, I forgot what else clay is used for aside from containers. But we can't spawn clay naturally anyway, so I might end up taking stones. But yeah, without further ado, we should be at the end screen. If you want to say something, feel free to say it. I'll usually try to look for a chance to respond. Or if nothing else, I'll take a look at the comment and I'll figure out if, I can think of something to say. Sometimes I don't. It depends on what I do. But yeah, without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching. Do what you want. If you want to support me, that's cool too. If you don't, that's also cool. And I'll see you when I see you. Thank you for watching. Bye.